Hello, and welcome to episode 3 of Reader Mail Mondays with Vaughn R. Demont. I am Vaughn R. Demont, and this week we're going to be having the quote-unquote not safe for work episode. Nothing really explicit's going to happen. It's just that over the past 3 or so weeks I've gotten a few questions that I feel a little uncomfortable answering. Hi, Mom. But I figure we can get them all. Get as many done tonight as we can, and with any luck, my parents will never see this. So we'll just jump right into this. And all the questions, I won't be able to say who asked what because everybody has to stay anonymous. So we'll start out with the first one. I saw that you're a fan of Supernatural. Are you a Sam girl or a Dean girl? Well, obviously you're not a girl, but which one of them would you want? I'm going to have to go with it really depends on the situation. The relationship, I would definitely have to go with Sam. He's, kind of the caring protector, kind of early season, like first season Sam, not the screwed up mess that you get at the end of, at the end of the most recent season. If we're talking about just one night on the town, I would have to actually go with Dean. If you want to have a good time, you're just hanging out, driving around that Impala, just listen to heavy metal, that is definitely, I would definitely want to go with Dean. If we're just talking about an hour in a cheap motel room, then actually I would have to go with John, Papa Winchester. If I only get a chance to be with one of them, yes, I know John got killed, but, get a chance to be with fictional characters in it. But yeah, I would have to go with John if I only get to be with one of them for an hour. Moving on to the next question. I don't know if I can recover from that. You said in a previous episode that you've written Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fan fiction. Have you ever written slash fiction, and if so, what kind? I'll start right up by saying I never wrote Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle slash fiction. Ew. I have, however, I've written some slash fiction, but it's never going to see the light of day. I've never posted it online anywhere. It's sort of buried deep in my computer for no one to ever see. Most of the stuff that I write for slash fiction is usually based off video game characters. I actually wrote one for Assassin's Creed between Altair and Malik. And I wrote some for Mass Effect, I believe. I wrote one for the game Skate, because there's a Scottish skater and I would really want to get with him. So, it's just something about a Scottish accent, that's all I'll say. Okay, we'll move on to the next question then. What is your sexual orientation, and how does that affect your characters and your writing? Well, I'm actually pretty straightforward about this on my blog, but I am gay. Completely gay. There's really no wiggle room. I can find women aesthetically pleasing, but there's no chance of me ever actually dating one. I have plenty of... Actually, no, I have one fag hag, and I have women who like hanging out with me. I'm not allowed to say I have more than one fag hag, because my one fag hag would probably kick my ass. So, as for how that affects my writing, it pretty much ensures that all of my main characters tend to be gay. G. James Black from my novel Lightning Rod, Fred, Lennox, they're all gay. I guess the main reason why I write exclusively gay characters, it's not because I'm trying to write gay fiction, it's just that it's very liberating for me to be able to write gay characters and not feel any sort of real stigma over it. And just the fact that there are actually people out there who are willing to read it and buy it, even whether it's erotic or not. I guess the way it goes is that I spent most of my life basically writing and being a straight character, so to speak. And after about 18 years of that, I kind of got sick of it. So I'm just happy to, just be myself and write characters that I'm free to write. So yeah, that's pretty much how my sexuality affects my writing. As far as actually writing erotic material, I know that some people find writing erotica is a great way to explore their sexuality, but me, I can't really get, I'm really bad at writing sex scenes. I guess I should get more practice at it, but...
So I don't know what the big deal is, so they're gay. It's not like we're gonna have a gay sex orgy in the living room.
Fourth question. Do you do any sort of fetish writing? And what is your favorite fetish to write? The kind of fetish writing that I do is not the kind that I can really sell. I do some private commission work where I've had to write some very crazy stuff. I've actually told a few people about the very crazy fictions and fetishes that I've had to write about. But none of them I would actually say is my favorite. When it comes to fetishes, I don't even know if it can be called a fetish. It's more of a preference on my part. This is going back to the question of earlier about why I would prefer John to Sam or Dean. When it comes right down to it, I prefer bears. If I'm going to be sleeping with a guy, I want him to be a guy. If I want to sleep with someone who's feminine and, very, very flaming, or someone who, I figure at that point I might as well be having sex with a woman anyway, so I would more be straight. For me, I prefer masculine men and bears for the most part. That's pretty much what that is for me. If you have no idea what a bear is, well, tend to be older men, not much older, usually 30s and 40s. So I guess one thing I don't have any worries about is the fact that no one's ever going to accuse me of being a pedophile. So, moving on to our last question. Oh God, I am just digging myself into a hole I will never get out of. Alright, have you ever written a sex scene that has mirrored one of your own real-life experiences? Wow. Well, I promise that nothing's out of bounds, so I have to be honest. Yeah, I have written a scene that is very similar to one of my own real-life experiences. It's nothing that I actually like talking about because it wasn't necessarily a good experience. In the novel that I wrote, Lightning Rod, the character G. James Black, he went through some very rough times with his character. Basically, we went with one of his boyfriends, and there was a bad experience that very closely mirrored something that I myself went through, and being able to write it was, I would have to say, a very cathartic experience for me. So I'm sorry if that's not exactly the response you were hoping for, but yes, I have written a sex scene like that as sort of a nice way to purge a bad experience from me. So I think with that, we're going to have to wrap it up for the day. I'd like to give my thanks to That Guy Media for basically putting this up and doing the editing, and also get my books at Torquere Press. Send any questions to Vaughn Demont at yahoo.com, and please feel free to stop on my blog, especially this week for Free Fiction Friday. Thank you very much, and I will see you all hopefully next week.